So we will focus on conditions. Okay, loops are not conditions. So what we will learn today will be if conditions. So that comes under the section condition. Okay, so conditional statements in Python. So don't, it's a very easy thing. We do it in our regular life. Okay, something like, okay, if I wake up morning, if I wake early in the morning, I will go to gym. If I am late, I won't go to the gym. So we understand there is a condition. We have something. Okay, if something happens, we will do something else. We will do a different thing. So this is as simple as that. There is nothing more major, but the syntax you have to think how we can do. So it's about whether it's true or not, whether it's false or true, whether you should take this decision or you should not take this decision. These are the conditions. So condition statements are also known as decision making statements. So like I just gave you an example. If I wake up before 6 a.m., I will go to the gym or else I will go to my work. This is one decision making. This is one example. We need these statements to execute specific block of code. If the given statement, if the given statement is true or false. So if I wake up early, then I will go to the gym. So think about that as a block of code. Okay, to go to the gym, I need to collect this, that, and I have to travel. I have to use my vehicle to travel. Think this as a code. So if this is a situation, I have to do all that work. So all that code. If this is not the situation, I will not do that work. Instead, I will do different work. Or maybe I don't do any work. So that depends. So it's again a Boolean expression. It can be either true or it can be either false. Okay. So conditions determine which will be actually executed, which branch will be actually. Okay. Fine. So we have, first we will condition state. Okay. So first basic example we will start with. If. Okay. If in Hindi is agar. If this happens, then I will do this, or else I will do something else. So let's not think about how we can do that, or else. Let's now only do about look at if. So if, what is the syntax? Properly see. You have to write if as it is, small letters. So I probably have two numbers. Okay, a equal to 5 and b equal to 2. So my very simple condition I am having over here, that if my b is small than a, I will say my b is smaller. So let's see. If b, how to show the smaller? Like this, a. So how you can end the statement using a colon. If you write this if and you put this colon, and if you click on enter, you will see there is some space happened, spacing. This is very important. You have to maintain the indentation. This is called indentation. If you don't maintain, you will get an error which is called indentation error. Okay, so if you get this error, then probably you have to fix this. So better you maintain, you have in your mind that after if statement you have to maintain this space. Fine. So what will I print in this case? I will print that b, not like that, b, because my b is already defined, right? B is already 2 is, so I can put this inside string, is smaller than a. My b is smaller than a. Let's run. So 2 is smaller than a. Instead of a like this, I can take it out and write a. So I will get 5. So 2 is smaller than 5. Okay, this much we can follow. Just a basic condition. So what you have to remember is only when you have to write this is just a condition. Okay, if this condition is true, only then this anything inside for loop. So the space is there, no? So anything you write after the space is, I would tell, that is inside my if loop, if condition. That is inside my if condition. So whenever this condition is true, this inside block will execute. So now if I make it 6, okay, I will see nothing happening. Nothing is happening. Why? Because this is not true anymore. So this block will not execute. So what I have to do, I have to make another statement where A is smaller than B. What will I write? Let me just have this piece of code from here. This will become my A by giving proper spaces. You have to remember where to give spaces. So after if statement, you always have to give spaces. Okay. So if I did not give proper spaces like this, I would get an error, indentation error. So only if I can correct that, only then I will get proper results. So in this case, guys, this condition was false. This condition was false. I did not run this. My B is not smaller, right? B is 6. 6 is not smaller than 5. I didn't get that output. Instead, what I got this. Why? Because this is true. My A is actually smaller than B, right? This part is clear how we can use two conditions, two if conditions at one time. This much, guys. Any questions on this much? Clear. Okay. Now, what if I would want to, what if I would want to, this is my, see, think about this. Just follow what I'm saying. This is one condition. Tell me common sense wise, common sense thing. Yeah, we can take input also from the user. I will show you that thing. If your B is small than A, if that is true, is there any chance this can be true? Right? There is no chances that this can be true, right? So if your B is small than A, A cannot be smaller than B. Or if your B is smaller than A, which means A can be bigger than, probably A is bigger than B, right? So here, instead of putting this condition, we can write two conditions in one line. Yes, using and or. Okay, we will come to that. We will show how to do that. I will give you an example. Give me a reminder where I can show you that example also. So guys, instead of this putting this condition, I can, how, what if I just write else? If B is smaller than A, then say B is smaller than A. If it is not, then say A is smaller than B. What do you think about this? Will this work? So let me have this code here and this code, previous code here. Now compare. Let's see both the results. See, have a look. Nothing. B and A are nothing, just values. Just compare them value wise and think about it. What, how will, just else means if this happens, then this, else, if this, else, this. Matlab, yeah, if these are equal, it won't work. But if it is different, it will work. Otherwise, correct, Ashwin. Anything apart of this, which is also correct. So B is smaller than A, so B is smaller than A. If I know that B is smaller than A and I'm printing this, actually I don't need to know whether this is correct or not. So because again, Aditya mentioned one point that they can be equal also. So it's not a good idea, right? To say else, because if I put 5 over here, so it will be saying 5 is smaller than 5. This is not correct. So what we can do, we will not change this. Yes, Divya. We will take this. We will write this. We will use elif. So in Python, we say elif. Okay. So what's happening? If this is true, I will print this. If so, once if this is true, it will not check this anymore. What is the difference between both if statements and one if and else if? Okay, I am telling the difference. So only focus on what I'm saying. This condition, if this is true, I will print this, but I will not stop here because this is again my if condition. Even if it is true, I don't care. I will check this condition also. I will print this. Okay. So, but now that we know if this is one possibility, then this, if this is a true thing, if this actually is true, then this can never be true, right? So if this is actually true, you don't need to check this anymore. Do you? You don't need to check this anymore. If this is false, only then you want to check this. Okay, B is not small than A, probably B will be greater than A. So we are not coming to that equal part. We will come to that. But right now, consider this only. So don't you think we are doing overwork? We are working more? Because if this is only true, I don't need to check this anymore. Okay. So exactly that benefit I'm getting over here using elif. Okay. So when I see this condition is true, I will print this and I will stop. I will not check any other condition. That is the benefit of using elif. But for example, this condition is not true. And this condition, so it will not print this statement. Instead, it will come to the second elif. Like this one, it will come. It will see it is true or not. So in this case, I will see I don't have any output because none of this is actually matching, right? So I have to create one condition where I'm checking whether A and B is equal. So before that, you guys tell me, am I able to make you guys clear that what is the benefit of using elif?
मैम एल्स यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं इसकी जगह पे?
Else we can, I instead of elif.
या
So there is one problem, no? Else, if we are using else, so what if in this case, what we can do in this case? Else we will use in those situations where we are very sure, okay, anything left will be this only. But in this case, there are two more possibilities, right? Where A can be smaller than B or A can be equal to B. So there are two conditions possible. So whenever my A and B are equal, it is giving me wrong result.
ओके
Right? Okay, so that is why I'm specifically saying if my A is small than B only, then say A is smaller than B. So if now I want to introduce this else thing, I can just say else print A is, okay, let me just put it inside, A is equal to B. Now see, this is the entire code which is actually correct, giving us right answers. So now when we used else, we are sure, okay, there is only one possibility left where A and B will be equal, right? But in this case, if I would do it, then it might give me wrong answer. So,
यहाँ पे
so what
यहाँ
is
पे
the
एल्स की
benefit?
जगह एलिफ भी यूज कर सकते हैं मैम वापस सेकंड बार में भी?
Yes, yes. So L, if you have to use elif, you have to say A equal to B. You have to give the condition. If you use else, then you don't have to give the condition.
ओके
But the time taking will be both same for both.
या
Okay. So for example, somebody is taking interview, okay, and they are making conditions, okay, like this, that, okay, if their marks is below 90, we will interview them. If their marks is below over, like not below 90, above 90, I will interview them. If their marks is above 80, I will ask them for a written test. And if their marks is um, or else if their marks is neither more than 90 neither more than 80, else condition, there I will have so much people can have multiple marks. So in there I can say, okay, you're rejected. So whatever except for this will be you're rejected, something like this. I will come to that example also. So tell me right now that this is clear or not. If repeat like Ashwin just told, let me take your example. So we have three if statements over here, right? So this can actually keep on happening. This if can be like hundreds Times we are using if one after one. Fine, no problem. We can do that. Possibilities I'm saying, okay? Then, so one is if, so it can keep going like and end with if. If can start with if and end with if. Next case starts with if. Intermediate we have elif. Elif can keep continuing and then we will again have elif, and at the end we will have else. Mandatory. Okay. So it has to, no, not, this is not mandatory, not like this. Mandatory, it can end with else if also, no problem. Here, it can also end with else also. That is what I'm trying to say. It can also end with else. I will tell you what is not possible. Then write, I will take your doubts. Okay, let's first understand this one. So this is the pattern. We have seen right now, we have seen if, right? We have seen if else, right? And we have seen if. This is if. Then this is if else. We end with else. Here we can also end with this one also. This was also possible. So your if can also end with else if. Like this. This is the example. This is again one example. Then it can be if without any elif, just else, like this. Okay. You can have multiple if also, no problem. But you know how does elif works, how does if works. If will check every condition, elif will stop once you get the right, true statement, it will stop. So this is something that you can, that you have, which is allowed. I will tell you what is not allowed. You can have if, then suddenly you have else, then you have again have elif. This is not allowed. Then you have if, then you have else, then you have if, not allowed. So you can only, so else can never come in between. This is guaranteed. Else can never come in between. Else is the last thing that can happen. Okay. And after else, like else cannot come in between. That is why if this is again a wrong thing. Okay. Fine. Then, so what do I mean by this? I mean to say is like this. Else, this is not allowed. This is not, this does not happen. So if you happen, so it's like, okay, it's an invalid syntax. It's avoiding, it's not even understanding suddenly. And you can't start with else, okay? You can't start with else, or you can't start with elif. These are, okay, let's see what we have in these slides. So almost we have covered these things: if statement, if else statements, elif statements, and nested if elifs we are yet to cover. We will see, we'll come to that. So again, a condition, if it's true, we will print something, or else we will not print. So we have the same example. If a equal to 34, a equal to 56. If a is greater, we will print, else we will not print. So here they are ignoring that fact that they both can be equal. Okay. So with, for the sake, for the explanation, we don't want to confuse you with if else if at first go. That is why this is the basic example taken. Okay. So you got the point. This is the condition. If this is true, we will print, else we will print other things, whatever we have after else, right? Fine. So if else, we have seen this also. This condition, if this is true, we will print this. This is not true, okay, we will, this is elif, this started elif, condition true. If not, so we are coming here and see there is nothing, we are going, so we are breaking over here, we are not moving ahead. But if it is not true, we are again checking the next condition. If it is correct, then fine, we are printing it. If it is not, then we are again checking another condition. If it is fine, we are printing it. If it is not fine, again we have to check what we have in our else section. Whatever we have in our else section, we will uh, representation of the flowchart. Yeah, how it is working internally. Okay, 1 second, guys. Okay, so this is my first if condition. If this is true, then I will stop over here. If this is not true, then I will come. If this is true, I will stop. If this is not true, I will come. If this is, then it is stop. If it is not, then I will, whatever I have in my else section, whatever print statement or whatever block of codes I have, I will execute that and then I will stop. Okay, this is my if else if elif else. Fine. Now this is a code implementation where a equal to b. Okay, there was one thing, guys, you asked me and I forgot to explain, but let me show you. Somebody told me how to take user inputs. Remember? Okay. So what you can do is, mm, for example, let's consider for this point, you have to, yes, Amit. Okay. So I will not give this, I have to put this code in this place, input, input. So I will give a print statement, print value of b. Here value of a. This is not b1, b. Okay, let's now run. What is the value of a? Let's give 5. Value of b, let's give 8. 5 is smaller than 8. This is how you can.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So what I was saying, okay, nested loops. Okay, the example which they have shown is a good example. I'm using that one only. Uh-huh. Okay, so n for example is my -3. Okay, I have to classify this number. I have to check whether this is 0, whether this is positive, whether this is negative. Okay, so I am doing something like if nested I'm doing. Okay, so how you can, I'm not saying the ideal way is to do the nested. Now whatever you feel correct, you might be doing, you can use it anywhere. Just understand how we can use it. If your n is small than small than 1, then you can, if your n is small than 1, which can be 0 or negative numbers, correct? So and if you again check if your n is equal to 0, then you can say print n is 0. If it is not 0, you can say else print n is negative. Else, so that is this else. Else print n is positive, because now my n will be, if my n is not small than 1, then it probably bigger than 1, so it will be positive only. So I am making n is negative. Let's try with different numbers. 7, n is positive. 0, n is 0. So what I'm doing over here, guys, I'm checking whether my n is small than 1 or not. If it is small than 1, which means it can be either negative number or it can be 0. So for that, I have to check again inside this, that if, so this is nested if, correct. So if my n is small than 1, if my n is small than 1, then it can be either 0 or negative numbers. Condition within a condition. Okay. So here I am checking both the condition. If it is equal to 0, I will say 0, else I will say it's negative. And if this condition is only false, it will not run this block. It will directly come over here.